from JP Morgan Payments, their co-head of payments for JP Morgan, Max Newkin. Max, great to see you again. How are you? Well, we spoke about a year ago. So why don't you just catch me up on like what's been going on? Like what's been changing the industry in the last 12 months?
A lot. Probably two main things I would highlight. One, we have a new government, and that has definitely impacted a lot of our clients. Think about, the tariffs. We had a lot of, treasurers, CFOs reach out, ask them how to navigate all that uncertainty. Second, innovation. If you think about biometrics, agentic, AI, stable coins, so there's been a lot of innovation in payments in the last 12 months.
I want to dig on both of those in a second, but first I want to give you an opportunity for like a step back answer. With those kinds of changes, all that happening at once, like how are you navigating that?
We are really looking to invest for our clients and also make sure that we bring the solutions that we've been developing to their use. So we've been, for example, in digital assets, digital currencies for a long time, a decade, which is, a really long time in the digital age. And we want our clients to benefit from that experience and see the unique solutions we bring to the market.
I mean, we have a lot of love for the startups here in the room, but it's interesting that you say this. Like at a fintech conference like this with a lot of folks who knew this is very new, I think the context, like we've been doing, this is not your first rodeo. Like you have many, many years of expertise in these kinds of processes with these kinds of things.
It's also interesting, we just heard from Colm, perspective on JP Morgan. We would actually see ourselves as the biggest fintech out there. We combine the innovativeness, the agility of a tech company with the scale and also the stability of a large bank, which is very unique.
I want to dig into something you said. You mentioned the word biometrics. That's something we talked about last time, which was just sort of bubbling up on the horizon. I think 2024 even was like the breakthrough year for biometrics. I'll just say in my personal life, I'm seeing it more and more. How are you seeing that? How are you talking to your clients about biometrics? What's coming next?
We really see great adoption of biometrics. And personally, as a shopper, I'm very excited about those solutions. Mostly in restaurants or also in event spaces. We see clients using biometrics to accelerate checkout experiences and personalize the experience. So think about you are a sports team at a stadium. With biometrics, you can get a lot more hot dogs sold at pastime than you can do with, a more traditional checkout method.
That's the core of all of this. In those kinds of conversations about biometrics, do you feel that clients are pushing you or are you pushing them? What is where's the energy for that? Or just everybody let's try and sell more hot dogs?
I think clients really wanted to try it out because it's such an innovative experience. It makes it so much easier for consumers. And then we also share with them what we see in terms of basket size increase, faster checkout, which ultimately translates in better bottom line for them.
This is something we talked about, I think, last year a lot too, the friction element of it. And if you can bring some of these transactions, if you can bring some of these technologies in to reduce friction, like you said, customers are happy, basket size increases, it's just much better for the client as well.
And I think that point is actually key behind most of innovation in payments, because it's always about removing friction, making things easier and faster. That's what the innovation is addressing, and I think we see a lot of that.
You mentioned the change in government. There's been some regulatory changes as well, passage of the Genius Act, a lot of interest around stable coins, deposit tokens. What are you telling clients, or what are you even hearing clients? What are those conversations are like on those technologies?
Huge interest about digital assets, digital currencies. We actually launched this summer our tokenized deposits, which it has all the benefits of a wholesale stablecoin. So you can use it 24 hours, 365 days a year. You can program it, which allows you to manage it a lot more efficiently. But at the same time, it's still a bank deposit. So we can pay interest on this. It has insurance. It has fractional reserving. So this is a good example of how we bring our expertise to the market, not to just launch another stablecoin, but to have a differentiated solution that really combines the benefits of the blockchain technology with also true being embedded into a fiat ecosystem.
Let's get a little bit into that kind of best of both worlds thing, where you have the benefits of more traditional banking, but you're bringing some of that innovation into it. Is that kind of where you see your sweet spot right now?
Absolutely. And I think that is also the question about the whole adoption of digital assets. how do these new solutions basically compete with the existing infrastructure? And existing payment rails are deeply embedded, and they are also adjusting to react to the competition. So maybe we'll see Fedwire hours extend. Maybe we'll see more efficient money movement across countries. Those are all shortcomings in the current infrastructure that the new stablecoins and digital assets seek to exploit.
And that comes back to the frictionless element again. And so it's not just about frictionless necessarily at the point of sale for customers. It's frictionless, making it more frictionless in the entire system, but financial institutions as well. We can't sit up here in the year 2025 and not talk about AI. So let's talk about AI. What impact has that created in the last year? What are the trends you're seeing there? What gets you excited about that possibility?
AI is probably the biggest transforming force in payments right now. I would actually agree with this, and I don't think it's all hype. It's really true. We see both real AI use cases in client-facing applications. Think about agentic commerce. How will agents ultimately change the way people shop online and eventually in store? We use it also for customer-facing solutions on the client service side. And also agentic payments. Think about, you just give me a payment file and I completely optimize for you what payments rails to use and where. What we are also excited about, which is much more behind the scenes, is how AI transforms how we run our own operations. We can be much more sophisticated in defending fraud attacks on our clients' money. We use it to make our engineers more productive. So there's many, many use cases there.
This continuum of it being from theory to being practiced, like, is this stuff that's happening for real now? It's stuff about to happen? Are we living it, or are we going to be living it a lot more in 6 months from now?
It's all on the continuum. So in our payments operations shop, we already see the productivity benefits right here and right
happening now.
So volumes have increased in the last few years, in our case, double-digit percentages. Headcount, more or less flat. Why? AI helps to be more targeted, reduce positive, and allows us to run the shop more efficiently. Agentic commerce, on the other side, is in my view just very early days. 12 months ago when we were here, nobody talked about it. And I feel there's a lot of discussion on the topic, but how it will really transform the shopping and payments experience still.
I'm going to make a note on these cards. Next year when we're here, agentic commerce is what we're going to talk about. I want to take one big picture question before we run out of time, though. Coming back to what you said at the beginning about like how you're trying to be a fintech startup in a bank that's one of the largest on earth. Many of your clients can be competitors. Your competitors can be your clients. Give me your sense of like your philosophy, how you navigate that.
Payments ecosystem is very complex, and we actually work with a lot of firms who are our clients and our competitors at the same time. The key thing is to be very clear in the relationship. Where do you compete and where do you work together in whatever form? Because that avoids, as in any good relationship, misunderstandings down the road, and it's very helpful to clarify this upfront.
We're about to get the hook here before the conversation continues. We love to end at one fun thing at Axios. Last year we talked about the way you survive constant travel. Your travel act was reading books. I wanted to ask you about that again, but I heard you're now a podcast guy. So tell me about your podcasts.
I love podcasts. And, we have this great partnership with the Acquired podcast. I will actually be back here in Las Vegas on December 4 with Ben and David and the AWS CEO at AWS reInvent. So we'll do a session here together. Hopefully some of you can join. For my personal consumption...
You're not listening to your own podcast.
Exactly.
You listen to in your spare time.
Well, my personal consumption, I'm actually quite a history buff. And I do like the Mike Duncan history podcast. So there's the Revolutions podcast, History of Rome, in probably 200 episodes. So this is how I spend my time.
100? All right.
Yeah, if not more.
We've all got long flights home ahead of us. Okay, there's your podcast recommendations. Max, great to see you again. Big thanks to JP Morgan for making tonight happen.